Hey guys, my name is Mike. I'm a former New York City bouncer, and in my late 20s, I went back to college, got two master's degrees, and started working at one of the largest consulting companies in the world in finance, strategy, and technology. I'm living the dream, bought my dream car, have my dream home, and I wanted to talk with you about why are people drawn to advice that tells them to do hard things? Like, you would think it would be the opposite, right? That people want to actually do, easy things. And it's because deep down inside, everybody knows that in order to get something that you really want, it's going to take a lot of work and it's going to take hard work. So, if you want to become a millionaire, you will make $1 million if you work at a very low skilled job. Let's say you work at McDonald's, minimum wage. You will make $1 million. It'll take you 20 years to do it, but you will do it. You know, though, that if you want to make $1 million in a year, it's going to take much harder work to get there. So, um, so it's people know that to get to that outcome, you're gonna have to work harder for it. And it seems like a lot of people, especially motivation consumers, they are just, I mean, certainly I'm one of them, right? I'm somebody who it took me a lot of YouTube videos, a lot of books. Actually, not a lot of books, a couple of books, a lot of YouTube videos to try and figure out what do I want and how do I get there? How do I become rich? How do I get the things that I want? How do I go from making $10,000 a year to $10,000 a month and more now? Um, it's it was it required a hard work that I had to pretty much motivate myself to get into, because I had a clear destination of what I was gonna be doing, in 5 to 10 years. And I haven't gotten to that 10-year mark yet, but the point is that I knew that to go from being a bouncer, which was a great job, I really enjoyed it, had a lot of fun with it, and not making a career out of that, but to go from doing that to go to working on pretty much on Wall Street, working in high performance, high stress, and extremely rewarding management consulting. It required a lot of the hard work that I wasn't willing to do. And a lot of people think that, I'm not going to try and talk in like high level terms here. I'm going to try and get really specific. So the hard work that a lot of people do that I was doing is, okay, if I want to make more money, I have to work harder. So back when I was doing my security work, back when I was a bouncer, I had three jobs. First, I had one job. I said I want to make more money, so I have to do something a little bit harder. So I had to get a second job. Then I was working one full-time job in the morning and another full-time job in the evenings, bouncing at nightclubs at nighttime. In the daytime, I worked a daytime security guard job. And the reason I did that is because I was able to study. I was going to school full-time as well, studying finance. And so my daytime security guard job let me sit there at a desk and study all day. My nighttime job, of course, is a lot more active. That's where I got a lot of fulfillment, because working in nightclubs is fun. Protecting people and all that's a lot of fun. And then I also got a third job part-time on the weekends, working another security guard job with an additional 16 hours a week of time I was able to squeeze in. And it seemed like I felt like I was working really hard and making money. I mean, eventually I got to a point where I was bringing in $1,000 a week between all three paychecks after paying taxes. And it felt great. Like, wow, I'm making $1,000 a week. That's insane. Actually, no, let me see. Was it 1,000? Yeah, I think I got a $500 paycheck from one, 500 from another. Let's just double check these numbers. Let's do. Yeah, yeah. After taxes, about $500 from one job, a little under, I don't know, four something. So yeah, $1,000 a week. So yeah, I felt incredible. Like, wow, I'm making, making real money now. And I was working hard, but I wasn't doing the real hard work. I wasn't working on my mind more. I was distracting myself with what came fairly easy, which is showing up to a job, showing up to a nightclub, and standing at a door, or working inside, or whatever it was that I was doing that day, and then making my hourly pay. Like, that's a cycle that a lot of people fall into. But I was too scared to work on my mind, too scared to go to school. And while I was going to school, I wasn't focused on school, right? I was focused on, oh, I got to make money. I got to make money. I'm making $1,000 a week. Wow, this is incredible. Um, but I wasn't, I was working myself to death, and it was definitely not a sustainable way to make a living. And I did that for many years, working over 100 hours a week. And it would have been better if I had, if I had gone to college, if I'd finished school. So the point being that it it was I did the hard things in terms of working multiple jobs, but what's even harder is disciplining my mind and disciplining myself to focus on school, do the really hard things. And that's where motivation comes and goes, but discipline, it gets the results. And so that's where that's what was the most difficult thing for me, was disciplining myself to do the really hard things, which was going back to college in my late 20s and studying hard to get into consulting and make real money, as opposed to bullshit, multiple jobs, minimum wage kind of crap money. So, thank you for watching. Like and subscribe. And if you have any questions, just let me reach out to me, or leave a comment. Thank you.